My bedsheets and woolen blanket lay about the mattress in damp knots. Sweat poured off me. The room swam as my mum, Reenie, sat me up in bed, and I flopped limply to her shoulder, cheeks burning with fever. "Come on, Roger," she soothed. "Let's get those pyjamas off." Mum peeled them away, wringing wet, and stuck a thermometer under my armpit before fetching a fresh set of clothes from my chest of drawers, squinting at the mercury, turning the thermometer this way and that, and flicking the liquid metal back into its glass bulb. She shook her head and pressed a hand to her mouth, like she was holding back an awful thought. I was delirious, dizzy and drenched in sweat. I was seeing stuff that likely wasn't there at all, but there was no mistaking the worry lines creasing Mum's forehead. They were real enough, all right. My mum's hearing had started going in her 20s, but we'd made up a sort of sign language so we could communicate with her, as best we could. My dad, Charlie, tried to put her at ease. It was just a bit of fever, he told her. Dr. Mayman would be over in the morning, and he'd have me up and about, tearing after farmyard chickens and hunting down stray eggs that had been laid away, in no time at all. No doubt Dad wanted to believe it. He certainly wanted Mum to believe it, yet the haunted look on his face suggested even he wasn't sure. It was only years later, and with the benefit of some hindsight, that I understood the cause of their worry. I was Mum and Dad's fifth child, but growing up at Bank End Farm, I'd only ever known there being four of us. My older sisters, Olive, Shirley and Beryl, were all born over the 8 years from 1924 to 32. Between Olive and Shirley, there'd been a little boy, Alan, but he'd passed away on the evening of his second birthday after a short spell in hospital. He'd only gone in for a routine operation. In the space of a few hours, a day of celebration had become one of mourning. Alan's death must have hit poor Mum and Dad like a 10-pound fencing maul. They rarely spoke of their loss, and all they had to remember Alan by was a wooden box holding a few black and white photos and a tiny pair of knitted mittens. After having two more girls, they'd waited another 11 years for a longed-for son to come along. Now that I was laid up poorly and helpless at 6 years old, the pain would have come flooding back. They'd have been terrified that history was about to repeat itself. I don't remember how many days my fever raged, and I couldn't say how many precious hours of sleep Mum and Dad lost to worry, but I do know that by the time Dr. Mayman's smiling face loomed over me, I'd somehow turned a corner. My bedroom walls, which in the half-light of dusk had seemed to ripple as though made of rubber, were still, at last. My delirious nightmares were fading into memories. Dr. Mayman perched on the edge of my bed and slipped the cold disc of his stethoscope beneath my pyjama top, pressing it to my ribs. He listened intently and gave my anxious mum a reassuring nod. She smiled with relief.